What's good, y'all? It's Alchemy of Life. I'm back with another video. And today's video is going to be about what I'm reading. So kind of like a book haul, because these are all books that I've gotten within the last, most of them within the last 2 weeks. But I got the book I got from Anna Letters maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So yeah, let's get to it. Oh, actually, whoa. I told you we are going to do libations in this video. All of my videos from now on, if, you know, it's all permitted and everything. So, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get my Palo Santo out and make sure the energy is all correct. So, we're going to get the smudging first. This energy can travel through the dimensions. It's like getting distance Reiki done. It's always more potent in person. But you get what I mean. There we go. There we go. Now I'm gonna use I use the word ashe. Ashe is spelled A-S-E with a little asterisk above the E. And it means, it's an African word for power. You'll commonly hear it in the uh, black conscious community, whether they use it knowingly or unknowingly in any type of manner. That's what it means. So I'm going to start calling out gods and goddesses that I work with, because that's how I'm going to start, because I've never given libations before on camera. And then I'm going to, do my ancestors. And if you watch any Bobby Hemmett tape, you'll see how it goes. He always starts off like that, or after his first parable, maybe 10 or 15 minutes in, he'll do libations. But it really gets the energy going. Remember, these energy signatures that I'm getting ready to call out are within your genetic makeup on a spiritual level. Also remember that. Alright, so we're going to start out. Ashe Thoth. Ashe Ganesh. Ashe Lakshmi. Ashe Bast. Ashe Anubis. Ashe Archangel Michael. Ashe ancestors known and unknown. Ashe all gods known and unknown. Power to them. And normally, Bobby Hemmett will have a jug, a gallon or two of water, and he'll have a big pot. So maybe I'll start doing it that way, because it just means more energy, that you're activating from within as well. Alrighty. So I'm going to start off just a little light, and then we're going to get into it. It's not going to be a long video at all. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on social media. Don't be afraid to reach out to me. But I'm going to start light. And, pretty much just, when you're on this path or any path, you gotta want to keep your mind sharp. Or I'm thinking, if you didn't want to keep your mind sharp, to some degree you wouldn't be on this path. But there's a lot of spiritual people that don't read at all. Not PDFs on, the computer or their phone, not even the most they read is what these slaves in regular society read. Memes. They read memes and make memes and think they're spiritual. But there's people like us that read, and you also enjoy memes. But there's a lot of us that aren't nourishing our minds. That's what I'm trying to say. So to nourish your mind is to nourish your soul. Always know that. But the next step is, what are you nourishing your mind with? Because we're always giving it some type of nourishment with everything that stimulates us. But just on a holistic scale, how are you nourishing your mind? And with what? So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to show you what I've been reading lately or plan on reading. And we're going to start off with, this book is amazing for all of us spiritual folks, especially us entrepreneurs who have our own businesses or those who plan to start. I got this one on Amazon for less than $10, and it's an amazing book. Right here, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, baby. I like the style of the book. I love it. I started this book a couple days ago. It's amazing. Once you read all you have to do is read the first 2 chapters, and you'll see who was the original pioneer of the law of attraction, the one that made millions of people aware of it, because he too got it from someone else. He got it from very many people, 25,000 people, 25,000 businessmen, and during the times of, I think it was the early to mid 1920s. Early to mid 1900s. It's like 1920 something to like 1940 or 50 something is when he was interviewing all of these successful business people, particularly businessmen, because there weren't a lot of women in business at that point in time. So when he means businessmen, he means businessmen because women didn't have as many rights during those times. Not to say that they weren't helping their husbands run the company. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of businessmen have women who are very business minded behind them, especially during those times. It's called pillow talk. If you know, you know. But anyway, he talks about this thing. He even calls it The Secret. Now, Rhonda Byrne got put on by writing the book The Secret, and she's accredited in our generation for the law of attraction. And she quotes Napoleon Hill, but a lot of celebrities that put her in the spotlight as the pioneer of it never talked about Napoleon Hill, and I know they know about Napoleon Hill. Especially like when Oprah put that book in her book club, that's when it popped off. That'd be about 4 or 5 years ago. Just go back on YouTube and find the earliest videos talking about it with the little law of attraction, candle wax stamp and all that bullshit. Napoleon Hill called it The Secret, so she shall call it The Secret type shit. Now, I'll pull it out. Let me pull up a passage. Hold on a second, guys. Trying to find a part of the book where he references The Secret, because he already has in the first 2 chapters a bunch. We are back, people. So I'm going to read to you that passage. I found one where he references it right here. So it says, millions of people look at the achievements of Henry Ford and envy him and his good fortune. Perhaps 1 in every 100,000 knows the secret of Henry Ford's success. And those who do not are too modest or too reluctant to speak of it because of its simplicity. A single transaction will illustrate the secret perfectly. And it goes on to tell you how he used the secret, to get the first V8 model engine car, going. And it was, simple as that. Like I said, it was simple. It was simple, but he also states in the book everything that is simple doesn't, isn't easy. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy to do. I could come up with an amazing plan for the Bears, how the Bears could win the Super Bowl next year, where they need to fix things on their team, what they need to do, and it would boil down to something logically that's simple, but it's a fucking hard thing to do in that league. Especially when a lot of this shit's rigged. But that's just an example right there. So Napoleon Think and Grow Rich is the revised version. Because I wasn't trying to pay. I'm gonna get the actual the main copy. Now this is the same as the main copy, but it just, when I mean revised, the publisher revised it and put it out for our generation. So they started putting in, when he references like these old businessmen and how they did something, in paraphrase at the bottom of the book, the editor will put in something that's similar to what he's saying, but of someone that we might have heard before. Somebody who's a business person or very successful and applied a certain type of principle. Robert Greene has a book that's very similar to it. It's called Mastery. It's his version of Think and Grow Rich, except he's talking about how to master yourself and your career and essentially your career path, because most people want to master themselves and also where they're going in life. So he wrote a book, but he's telling you about people, very famous people, sports wise or business wise, or in a place that have been very successful that we might have seen or not seen, but he didn't detail their lives in ways that he was learning from them right there or getting the story from them. He might have gotten the story from them in letter form or something like that, whatever. But it's not the way Napoleon Hill did it. Like, who was his business mentor? The steel executive, the big steel executive. I forgot, but his mentor, hopefully by the beginning, Andrew Carnegie, the steel mogul. He is basically, if you have read the book Interview with the Devil, that's who they're talking about. That's who he's having the interview with. Him and many other big, heads of these corporations that are in these secret societies. That's the part they don't tell you. The ones who have money, power, and all that shit, success, that mold the fabric of our society. That's who he's talking about in that book. That's who his mentor was. He didn't make Napoleon Hill go out and do all this stuff. He challenged him to take 20 or 25 years of his life. I assume Andrew Carnegie, took care of him because he wasn't paying him. It was like a 20-plus year internship. So he probably had the basic necessities always afforded to him. And travel, that was good. But he took these 20 to 25 years to write this book. He was going around, imagine yourself going around for 20 plus years just interviewing very successful and famous people and getting to the gist of how they got to be where they be. You'll start to see like Napoleon Hill saw. If you take away all the darkness and chaos they're telling you, you'll find that little light spark. And that light spark will almost always be the same. Desire, determination, that type of thing. So that's book number 1. Book number 2 is going to detail secret societies and a whole, and how one of them was overtaken by the Catholic Church. I have yet to read this one. Bobby Hammett, in one of his old lectures, was talking about it. And he was referencing the book from, it's my type of subject. It's like it was just getting really deep, so I went and got that. Got that for like $8 or less, like actually like six. And that was with shipping and handling. For all you tarot readers out there, this will make reading Saturn easier. It's not a tarot book or for tarot at all, but I skimmed through it, and also Bobby Hemmett book recommendation. It's an old book, as you can see, but from when I was skimming through it past couple days, I can see it breaks down Saturn and its influences in major, places of our life and in different positions and in different signs. So for tarot readers, a book like that will be easy for you to, will help you read Saturn, at least that one planet, better. Obviously, again, The Seven Pillars by Keith Garcia, aka Your Man of Letters. Kick your shoes off, stay a while. It's got beat up, but I'm still reading it. I love it. It's his take. What he did was break down the Kabbalion, aka the Hermetic principles, universal principle of life. And much like the revised version of Think and Grow Rich, he broke it down. Instead of, they gave examples. When Napoleon Hill would give an old example, they gave a modern example in that version, which is all. But what Keith did is he broke down these old principles from the Kabbalion, the Hermetic principle, into a very modern version to where everybody could understand, especially the young. Because it's a very tough text to get through and then to understand. And then this one right here, getting my game up, Bobby Hemmett recommended this one as well, and he happened to be talking about the female orgasm and stuff in a video. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to keep your mind strong in every area. Don't ever be ashamed to want to, strengthen your love life, or just to know things when it comes that time, But for real. But that is the video. I thank you guys for still being with me to this day. I'm experimenting, doing new things, new types of videos on this channel, and hopefully, I will have established the identity, the direct identity of my brand and of my channel. Kind of all over the place right now, but I like that. I like the chaos, but it needs a little bit of order. So maybe I'll get a sponsor. Help me get a sponsor, y'all. I was thinking about this because a lot of companies these days like to sponsor like really small channels like mine. Well, mine will be really big here soon. Watch. We could go from 100 to less than 200 subs, or almost 200 subs, to 200,000, and who knows how long. 2,000, 200,000, 20,000. So I'm not even worried. It's not about that. I like the message. I like to get the message out, and now it's at a time where I can actually keep up with all you guys, and talk to you guys personally and get to know, when I get big, I know who my day ones are. Just know that. But yeah, so I'm thinking about finding a sponsor, maybe hitting up some companies and see what's good. Like I use their products a lot, so I'll be advertising their product. Maybe I'll do something that no one's really doing. Well, actually they are. Like Cher did it with Man Letters, so I can't really say nobody's doing, but like on a business relationship, like get like an Etsy creator or something like that creates really spiritual stuff that I buy, or I shop at their store because they got nice supplements. Kind of getting into a deal with them. A lot of people really go for the big company sponsor, which is also smart. I'm also thinking about that as well. But I'm out, guys. Before I go, Peace.